Let's look at sum and difference formulas. So I have an example here. It says find the exact value of cosine pi over 3 minus pi over 4. Now, notice it says exact value. And so exact value means I want what it sounds like, the exact value. So a calculator answer is going to give me this decimal that continues, and we don't want that because that's not exact. So we have to use, there's actually formulas for distance and sum, difference and sum for cosine, tangent, and sine. All right, so this has a subtraction, so that means we're looking at the difference formula for cosine. So I have cosine alpha minus beta, or sometimes you'll see the formula written a minus b. And so the cosine of alpha times the cosine of beta plus the sine of alpha times the sine of beta. So you're taking these angles and you're placing them in the formula. So let's do that. So I have the function here again. And this, I pulled up the unit circle to kind of cheat a little bit. I hope that's okay. Let me pull up my pen. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and plug it into our formula. So it's going to be the cosine of my first angle, which is pi over 3, times the cosine of my second angle, which is pi over 4, plus, according to the formula, sine of my first angle, which is pi over 3, times sine of my second angle, which is pi over 4. So now I can use my unit circle to figure out what those actual angles are. So cosine of pi over 3, if I come over here to pi over 3, the cosine is 1/2. So I have 1/2. For pi over 4, if I go here, for my cosine is root 2 over 2. Plus, then we go to sine. The sine of pi over 3 is root 3 over 2. And the sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. So now I can multiply and add. So 1 times, so when I multiply my fractions, I multiply straight across. 1 times root 2 is root 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus root 3 times root 2 is root 6. 2 times 2 is 4. So I can go ahead and add these. My denominators are the same, so I can change it to root 2 plus root 6 over 4. All right, let's take a look at another one. Let's take another one. It says, now find the exact value of cosine 105. Again, I could put this in my calculator, but it's going to give me a decimal answer, which is not exact. So we're looking for the exact value. So that means that I need to find two numbers that add up to 105. Now, because I know the unit circle and the values that are on the unit circle, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 45 from this to find out what I get. And I know that I'm going to be using a sum. So I know that it's going to be a sum. So it's going to be 45 plus some number. So when I did it, got cosine of 45 plus 60. Notice I already have my unit circle over here ready for me. And again, I'm just going to use that formula. So it's going to be cosine of alpha times the cosine of beta minus, this time instead of plus, the sine of alpha times the sine of beta. So I have the cosine of 45 times the cosine of 60 minus the sine of 45 times the sine of 60. Then I'm going to look on my unit circle and find out what these values are. So cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2 times cosine of 60 is 1/2 minus sine of 45 is root 2 over 2 And sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. So when I multiply, I get root 2 over 4 minus root 6 over 4, which can also be written as root 2 minus root 6 all over 4. And if I put that in my calculator, I'm going to get a decimal number that's going to be equal to the cosine of 105. I think we have time for one more. Find the exact value of tangent 2 pi over 3 plus pi over 4. So the formula for tangent is a little different. It looks like the tangent of alpha plus beta is equal to the tangent of alpha plus the tangent of beta divided by 1 minus tangent of alpha times the tangent of beta. So we'll plug those values in what we have. So we have let me rewrite it again. So we have the tangent of 2 pi over 3 plus pi over 4. And I plug it into my formula. And so I get tangent of 2 pi over 3 plus tangent of pi over 4 divided by 1 minus tangent of 2 pi over 3 times tangent of pi over 4. Now I'm just going to plug in my values. This one I have to calculate tangent, right? So tangent you don't know, well, some people know it by heart, not everyone. So we'll calculate it. So we have negative 1/2 and root 2 over 2. So tangent is sine over cosine. So it's going to be root 3 over 2 divided by negative 1/2. And I get root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. So my 2's cross out, and I just get plain old negative root 3. I'm not going to do the calculation for pi over 4 tangent because it's just 1. So root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So now let's plug in our values. Since we've calculated that, we have negative root 3 plus 1 minus negative root 3 times 1. So I get negative root 3 plus 1 over, I have a negative times a negative, that's going to give me a positive, so I get 1 plus root 3. So I can leave it like that, or I can make it where my my 1's are both in the front, so I have 1 minus root 3 over 1 plus root 3. I can rationalize my denominator if I was asked to, and I can rationalize my denominator by multiplying the top and the bottom by the conjugate. So it'll be 1 minus root 3 over 1 minus root 3. And so let me see, I've run out of space. All right, so I just erased what I had over here. I hope you were able to write it down. You can pause it, rewind, and go back and write it down if you need to. So I'm just going to multiply this through. So I get 1 times 1, which is 1. Oops. 1 times minus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3 times 1, minus root 3, I'm sorry, times is negative root 3, and negative root 3 times negative root 3 is going to give me positive 3. And so that is going to give me 4 minus 2 root 3 over, and then I have the difference of squares, so that's going to be 1 minus 3, which is, again, I've run out of space. I have 4 minus 2 root 3 over negative 2. And so I can reduce that again to negative 2 plus root 3. And so here is my completely reduced answer, and I hope that this helps.